Today, 4 large states of India, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Rajasthan, are headed by democratically elected women. The Speaker of the lower house of the Parliament in India is also a woman. India has a special place in Asia. It has historically contributed to Asia in several ways. Buddhism spread to China, Japan and other parts of Southeast Asia from India. It has had a lasting influence on the continent's culture. Kingdoms in the south and west of India have engaged in maritime trade with other parts of Asia for over 1,000 years. The Indian national movement showed other Asian countries that freedom from colonial rule could be achieved without violence. It also demonstrated clearly that the sense of nationhood could be broad and inclusive. It need not be defined by narrow linguistic or religious identities. The Sanskrit saying, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, the world is one family, refers to the sense of the oneness of all identities. India has displayed the myth that democracy and rapid economic growth cannot go together. India's growth rate of over 7% is being achieved in a country that is also a vibrant democracy. It is sometimes assumed that democracy is a colonial gift to India. But historians tell us that India had produced forms of democratic self-governance many centuries ago when democracy was unknown in many parts of the world. India has also shown that a large, diverse country can be managed in a way that can promote economic growth and maintain social stability. One way in which we are doing this is through cooperative and competitive federalism. The states and the center come together to pursue common objectives. States which pursue good policies and deliver essential services for the poor induce others to follow. Our rapid economic growth is also very distinct in Asia. We have never tried to gain in trade at the expense of our partners.